Just gonna have a few more shuffles first. And we'll get into the reading in just a moment. Oops. Wonder if I should bring it a bit closer. Yeah, I think that's better. I don't want the view to be too far away, so, but I'm using my phone this time around. Hopefully you can hear me clearly, and yeah, we'll get straight into it pretty much. So I'm just gonna have a sip of my drink. Okay, great. Because I was gonna connect my mic, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna work, you know, hooking it up to the phone. But I'll figure that out another time. I'm just like fiddling with my setup constantly at the moment until I find what I find the, you know, the easiest to use and what's going to give the best quality and stuff. So yeah, anyway, so let's get into it. So hey everyone, it's Demari. Let me just give you a quick wave. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be doing the new moon in Capricorn readings for all elements. Okay, so how I'm doing it this time around is, rather than, you know, doing the individual zodiac signs, I'll go back to what I usually do, and that's grouping it in terms of the signs elements, so earth, water, fire, and air. Okay, so you can also look at this reading in regards to your sun, moon, rising, and Venus placements. So if you are aware of your natal chart, you can look at this from more than one element. Okay, so it's important to be aware of that. Of course, you know, this is a new moon reading, so I would say your Venus and your moon signs are going to be particularly prominent for this reading, okay? But you can watch this from any sign, whichever you prefer. It's really up to you. So what I'm going to do is I will pull 2 cards from the Quantum Oracle. So I'll place them either side here. And then what I'm also going to do is pull a Moonology card. And that will serve as like the main energy of this new moon for this particular lunation in the sign of Capricorn. And then we'll get some tarot messages using the Wild Unknown Tarot and clarifying with the Rider-Waite. So I hope everyone's doing well. It's good to finally do another live stream here on YouTube. I know it's been a minute. Many of you know that I've started streaming on Twitch. So if you want to catch regular live streams with me, where I'll be doing all sorts of tarot readings, I'll also be doing live Q&A readings, so that'll be donations based. And I'll also be hosting live discussions there as well. So I do recommend checking me out on Twitch as well. You can find the link on my channel banner. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun using the both platforms. So really, really excited to be doing that now. So let's get into the reading. So I'm going to start off with the earth signs, okay? Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This is for all earth signs. It's not individual zodiac signs, okay? So we'll start off with earth signs, seeing as the new moon is currently in the sign of Capricorn. So let's go to the Quantum Oracle first. We'll get the first key theme of this lunation for you to see what it is that's going to help you at this time in terms of your manifestations, okay? So Spirit, what is going to help earth signs at this time to really bring in these key energies for manifestation, positivity, to help recharge the collective and usher in this new timeline that we've called upon? Loss. So that's funny because sometimes, I mean, when we see a card like this, it can feel like it's very negative, right? You can feel like, oh, wow, we have to let something go. That's tragic, right? No, it's not tragic. That's exactly the energy that I was picking up on this morning when I pulled some cards on TikTok for the collective. There is definitely a sense of a need to release. It's like if you want to manifest something new, you have to be willing to release the old, right? It's like it's taking up space. There's something in your life that's taking up space that's unnecessary because it's preventing you from attracting the abundance that you seek at this time. So there's something that you have to be willing to let go of, to release attachment of, so that the new can be brought into your life, okay? So you would know what this would be for you specifically. It's going to be different for each and every one of you. Maybe we'll get some clarity as to what that could be for you, Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, right? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, so let's go to the Moonology deck first before we pull the other Quantum Oracle to see what the key message is here from the Divine, what source wants to communicate with you at this time that's going to help you with this release of attachment, okay? Because there's definitely something that has, you know, it's served its purpose, or if it hadn't, the lesson was learned and now it's time to release it for good, okay? Because as you can see, the man is looking across the ocean and that ship has well and truly sailed, and that's what I'm getting. You know, whatever this is, you know, perhaps you were trying to revisit something from the past. Maybe you were trying to desperately cling on to something that you've outgrown, because there is a lot of that energy in the collective as well. And I feel like it's time to release an attachment so this newness can really blossom in your life. Perhaps this is a process that you've already started, right? So you're already seeing the new come in possibly, but it's not really manifesting fully because you're still attached to the old on some level. So let's see. Ooh, too many cards, geez. Okay, I saw one come out first, so I'm going to take that because, you know, can't be getting greedy now, Earth signs. All right, so the first card out is You Are Good Enough, Full Moon in Virgo. So strong Virgo energy straight off the bat. You could have Virgo in your chart, right? But as you can see here, it says you are good enough, right? And I think that's a very important message to relay, right? You are good enough. So obviously there's something associated with your past that made you feel less than in some shape or form, or made you question whether or not it is meant for you, this newness that's trying to come in, this manifestation that you've really held close to your heart for some time. If you wanted to know whether or not this is for you, this is the confirmation that yes, it is, okay? Why? Because you are deserving, because you are good enough to obtain your wildest dreams, okay? Keep putting your best foot forward, keep doing the work, right? Keep believing. I mean, belief is a big part of this as well. So I recommend that you really try and keep a very positive mindset at this time, because honestly, you deserve this, okay? This is something you've worked very hard for. This is something that you've prayed for or really wished for, right? But didn't know how it would come in or if it would ever come in. But I feel like once you release this attachment to something that I feel like is somewhat already leaving your life or has already left your life, boom, that's when you'll see this true manifestation come in full force. So that's great, okay? Very positive. Hi, Lady Luck, welcome. Hi, Julia. Really glad you're here. Julia's actually a very good friend of mine in real life, and guess what? She's the one responsible for my henna. So I do recommend checking out her social links. You can find her under Henna by Julia Athens, okay? So I just wanted to give her a shout out because she did such an amazing job, as she always does with my henna. Okay. So Lady Luck, I'm not doing personal readings on this stream. This is a new moon reading for the elements, earth, water, fire, and air. If you'd like a personal reading, you can find the link in the description box below, okay? So let's see what the second quantum oracle card will be for you, earth signs. So let's see, what is this that you are releasing? So you have taking steps, okay? I want to make sure you can see that clearly. Taking steps in reverse though, keep in mind. So that for me really speaks of, right? That something that you thought was going somewhere, coming to a complete standstill. And I feel like perhaps, as I said, you have outgrown the situation, you have outgrown your environment, you've outgrown the connection. Whatever it means to you, I feel like there is a sense of outgrowing it because you are not the same person you were when you initially made this wish or when you initially came into the situation, right? So you've gone through a significant adjustment period right now, earth signs, okay? So I feel like it's important that you also give yourself time to process that, you know, because it's like, you know, almost feeling like you're in new skin at the moment. Also, I feel like perhaps if you were dealing with a person on some level, whether it's an employer, a friend, a family member, I feel like, you know, this person may have not met your expectations. Maybe they told you that they cannot come with you along for the ride anymore, right? Regardless of whatever this is, I feel like it's time to release that, okay? It's time to release whatever this situation is because you have outgrown it. Okay, and that's not to say you have to necessarily release the person if this does involve a person, although that could be a part of it. It's more about releasing a situation that I feel like has already come to an end, to be honest with you. I feel like this is just kind of that final goodbye, essentially. Okay, so let's go to the tarot. I think next time I'll just use the webcam because the angle's a bit crazy on this, but the quality of my smartphone camera is better, to be fair. But never mind, hopefully you can still see clearly. So let's see, let's get some key tarot messages here when it comes to what you are attracting, but also what you are releasing, and any messages of advice when it comes to that. Ooh. Okay. But honestly, I feel like this is going to be kind of a main theme of this particular new moon. There's a lot of like purging, releasing, and attracting the new coming in. You know, it's very archetypal on that level. Whoop. Bear with me a sec, my cards just went flying then. Okay. Do another shuffle, seeing as several cards just went flying then. Why am I not surprised the Emperor come out? Okay, so first card out is Six of Cups. Sorry, Seven of Cups in reverse. So this is water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is really speaking of, again, right? There was a path that you took once. It was something that you kind of felt on some level that was very much aligned to your wish fulfillment, something that you thought would bring a great deal of happiness, joy, for, bliss into your life. And I feel like it did for a time. But now you've outgrown the situation, and now it's time to explore new possibilities, right? And I do still get the sense that this is opening up to you. There's something new that's on its way to you. It's like that ship is sailing, but another one is making its voyage towards you, okay? So it's good to remain open, not to close yourself down just because, something is leaving your life, because there's something else entering. It's like you have to free up space for that in order for that to take place. Next card out is the Knight of, I almost said the Knight of Swords. So you could be dealing with an air sign, possibly, right? Earth signs. But you have Son of Wands in reverse. This is fire energy, right? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could also be dealing with a fire sign. Regardless, I feel like with the Son of Wands in reverse, you kind of have to take a minute. You have to take a minute to look at where you are, where you've been, and where you are going, right? Because this is a really deep moment of reflection for you, because as I said, I feel like you've outgrown a lot of things, not just one situation, possibly several things: a situation, an environment, a past passion, right? Maybe you're exploring new passions at this time, but you really need to take a moment to really get clear on what new path you want to explore when it comes to your passions, when it comes to a relationship, or when it comes to your work, right? So before you can initiate and take action towards this new path, you need to get very clear on what it is you are manifesting and how you want that to take shape, right? And also, again, it comes back to believing that it's possible, right, to accomplish this as well. Next card out is the Eight of Swords. I don't know why I keep wanting to change the numbers. That's weird. I don't usually do that. Anyway, Eight of Swords, right? So this is more air energy, right? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I feel like earth signs, you are, again, in a period of kind of taking stock of where you're at, because right now you're still forming, you're not quite ready to spread your wings and fly, just as this card shows here, right? You're almost there. You're kind of still in that chrysalis stage, but it won't be long before you go full steam ahead towards the very thing that you are passionate about, that you feel is destined for you at this time, right? So do get very clear on what it is that you want, because I feel like this incubation period that you're in won't last for very long, okay? And it's important that you don't let any lingering fears or, negative thoughts cloud your judgment and stop you from taking that step. Again, taking steps, you see how it's in reverse? So there is a double meaning there, because I do feel like perhaps on some level, because of someone else's stagnancy or because of where you were at energetically in the past, that may have blocked a significant manifestation from really taking form. But that's changing now, I feel. Next card out is Daughter of Swords, right? So this is Page of Swords, essentially. You could, again, like I said, I did get a sense that some of you have been in contact with an air sign, okay? And I feel like with the Page of Swords, it's like really just, again, self-reflection, taking stock of where you're at, being inquisitive about the future, not fearful, right? That's the key thing here, right? Instead of being fearful of what the future holds for you, be inquisitive, be curious, right? Don't be afraid to explore and see, how things can kind of take form for you, especially say if you're into the arts in some way, if you are a creative person, or if you're someone who's thinking about, really branching off into business. Maybe you want to start your own business or something like that. If it's something to do with your work, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to try things, okay? It's a good time for exploration, right? Testing, testing the waters is encouraged, okay? And then the next card out is Judgment. So this is Sagittarius energy here. So again, right, some of you could be dealing with a fire sign, or Sagittarius will have these in your chart prominently. But I feel like once you come to the full realization that you had everything that you needed, and the only thing that really stopped you was, you know, your self-belief, the lack of self-belief or confidence, or perhaps your thought process, or maybe just the energy you were in or in the environment you were in. Once you really take those steps to move towards your true north, right? Whatever you feel is guiding you towards your true path, that's when you're going to see a shift. That's when you're going to see a change in the energy and start to see things really form in your reality, right? Manifestations actually starting to materialize in the 3D. So yeah, your self-confidence, your belief, your drive, passion, all of that is very important right now. So you need to be operating from a very positive energy, especially when it comes to the very thing that you're trying to manifest. And then finally, you have the Emperor. So this is Aries energy, right? So you could have Aries in your chart, right? Significant fire placements showing up here. Now, for me, I feel like this is you getting into boss mode. This is you realizing your potential, understanding that, okay, if I want to start a business, I can do this, regardless of what anyone else said in the past, regardless of whoever may have been intervening. I feel like this is you kind of standing in your power, right? And standing up for what you believe to be, you know, your path, essentially. So taking everything that you've learned, all the acquired knowledge, all the experience, all the skills that you have, really refining things, and then going full steam ahead towards creating this new life, essentially, right? And it doesn't have to be a business, right? It doesn't have to be something like that. It doesn't have to specifically be work related. But whatever this means to you, whatever you've been kind of pondering or sitting on or wanting to explore, now's the time to really get into that leadership energy, right? You have to be a self-starter. You have to be very driven, determined, very much in the zone, so you can start truly manifesting this, okay? And really get into the space of, okay, this is my new life, right? You have to believe it in order to start seeing it, is what I want to say to you. To be honest, I don't think I need to clarify, actually, because I feel like this reading is pretty direct. And as I said, it's going to be different for different people as to what this, you know, change is, what the situation is, and what you're releasing in order to obtain more of, right? So there's definitely that kind of dynamic playing out for you, Earth signs. But I do hope that helps anyway. So if you have been on the fence of whether or not to start some new endeavor, to go on some venture, or even adventure, this is kind of, you know, the universe giving you that gentle nudge to go after your true happiness, to go after this dream, this wish, this vision that you have, whatever it means to you, okay? All right, so we'll get shuffled up and then we'll go into the next placements. But it's looking really good, Earth signs, to be honest with you. I know it can be a bit difficult releasing attachment, especially if it's something or someone that's been in your life for a very long time. It's not easy because you're not only releasing attachment to the situation or the person or whatever it is, you're also having to get accustomed to this new way of being, this new way of doing things, and this new perception you have. So it's a lot to kind of, you know, get into the swing of, but I feel like you're going to do it pretty effortlessly, actually. Once you kind of surrender this attachment that you've been hanging on to for a bit too long, I see you really embracing this new chapter of your life. So it's very positive. And hopefully that brings you a little bit of an energy boost as well, you know, if you've been needing it, okay? So I'm just going to quickly read your comments. Oh, you are my muse and an amazing human being in my life. So blessed I've met you. I feel the same way, Julia, honestly. Like, you have become a very close friend, so I am very, very appreciative for all the support you've shown me as well, and the channel and just everything. It's awesome. Very, very privileged. And that's for everyone that's watching and those of you who have subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate it. You know, you guys are the reason why I keep creating content, keep doing tarot readings, you know, because you're here, right? It's for you. So I do really appreciate you very, very much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget to hit the notifications bell and hit all. Because if you don't hit all, you don't get all of the notifications. So a lot of the time, you know, people don't even see that certain readings are going up. Do make sure you hit the all setting when you hit the notifications bell as well. Okay. So now we've done earth signs. I'm going to have a swig of my tea. I've got some herbal tea on the go because honestly, with all the streaming, my voice is dying a death a little bit. Oh dear. But yeah, it's good. I really wanted to get back into the swing of doing the new moon and full moon live streams again. So yeah, it's just good to start as you mean to go off, you know, especially at the very beginning of the year. So it's good. I'm happy. All right, so we've done earth signs. Now we're going to go across to water signs, okay? If you did miss the beginning, if you have strong earth placements, you can rewind, okay? No problems there. Also, I'm going to timestamp this for people who watched it after the fact, once the stream is finished, okay? So don't worry if you're watching much later on, or if you're watching after, if you know you want to come back to this at some point and you feel like you have to like scroll through everything, you won't, okay? I will put the timestamps once it's finished. So let's see what's coming up for water signs. What is it that water signs is trying to manifest into their lives at this time? What is the key focus of manifestation for the water signs, please, that I am picking up on? Ooh, I like that. So, water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, you have increase. We do like that. And you see all those jewels as well? It's like crystals, right? So that shows as well that you've been on this road for some time, I would say, right? Especially, you know, I would say especially Cancer and Pisces. You guys have been on this path for a long time. And honestly, like, it's really commendable that you've been doing your due diligence. There you go, trying to get words out. You've been working very hard towards this, you know, ultimate goal, right? And now you can actually see it in the horizon. You see how there's like this mansion, right? So it's like you're almost there. It's like you can taste it, you know, you can almost taste the victory. And while you know you've got a little while to go yet, you're reaping the rewards of the hard work that you've been putting in. Things are starting to come to you more easily, right? Especially when it comes to manifestations. It's like where you may have felt some friction in the past or things were not really coming together, that's now turning around for you, water signs, okay? You're going to start to see more signs of this abundance coming in. You're going to start seeing like small gifts from the universe, right? To encourage you to keep going because the finish line is in sight. So that's amazing, okay? So that's a significant change for you guys. All right, so let's see what the Moonology deck has to say here. So yeah, again, I feel like there's a really strong theme of don't give up because you're really close. Like you have no idea how close you are. So it's amazing. Okay, so let's see what divine guidance we can get. What is it that water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio need to know at this time? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What do water signs need to know at this time that can help them as they continue down this path? Woo! Amazing. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. So that's awesome, right? New moon eclipse. This is significant. Do you remember at the end of last year we had not only a solar eclipse, we also had a lunar eclipse. I think it was the lunar eclipse and then the solar eclipse, right? I really got a sense of this, especially for water signs, that during those eclipses, it really did signify a significant change, like a big shift in the collective energy and what's happening in terms of, the changing of timelines and the collapsing of timelines, right? So it's such a prominent time for ushering in these huge changes. And I feel like this is just more of the same energy, right? It's just heralding that, yes, from that point on, nothing is going to be the same. And wherever you've experienced hardships, challenges, any forms of difficulty, things are going to start to come in a more organic way. It's not going to feel like you're climbing an uphill battle, right? It's not going to feel like, everything is such a burden and such a challenge. Things are going to start to flow for you, right? Amazing. All right, so let's get another quantum oracle card for you, water signs, and see what is it that you're needing to release at this time, so that this abundance, this gorgeous abundance that's on its way to you, can really start to manifest in the 3D at this time. So what's going to help water signs? What is it that they need to release? What is it the water signs need to release? Interesting. You have, I swear the universe has a sense of humor, right? The vast universe. So you're having to let go of the universe's hand, essentially. I feel like it's telling you, like, yes, I've been with you every step of the way, even through the good, the bad, the indifferent, right? But now you're a big girl, you're a big boy. It's time to stand on your own 2 feet, because you have everything you need, right? You have all the ingredients, you have all the skills, the tools, the experience, the understanding needed to cross the finish line, right? So that's what I feel. I feel it's almost like the universe is kind of at that point in your life where, you have to let go of the child and let it become an adult, right? It's that kind of thing. It's like, okay, I'm having to let go of your hand. I'm still here. I'm still watching over you. I'm still supporting you. But now it's time to let go of your hand, because this is a hurdle that you have to do alone, right? Because you can. So the universe is kind of allowing you to step on your own 2 feet a little bit, so that you can also show yourself, because this is like also, I feel like, a rite of passage. It's also to show you that, yeah, you can do this, right? That you are capable of doing this by yourself, getting past these last hurdles, really getting to the finish line, just by yourself, that you're not needing anyone or anything to reach that point at this time. So it's really developing a strong sense of independence for you as well. And I feel like it's going to make you feel really good when you reach that point. So that's beautiful. Okay. So let's get some tarot messages for you now. Oops. Okay, that was a bit of an awkward shuffle. Let me just go again. But yeah, the energy is really interesting as well. It's like kind of supercharged, and it's very positive, but it's a little bit like kind of rushed. I don't know if it's just because of everything else that's happening, or the shifts that are taking place, but not rushed in a bad way. It's just kind of like, come on, you can do it. Like, there's no more stalling. There's no time to waste. Like, you're so close, so just keep it moving, it's that sort of energy. Like, obviously, if you feel like there's times when you need to just like recuperate, recharge your batteries and take some time out, then that's fine. Of course, do what you need to do. But as long as you just take a break and you don't stop, right? Because you were so close. I don't think you realize just how close you are, to be honest, water signs. Okay. Wow. Oh my God, this is like exactly what I was just talking about. Okay, that's hilarious. See, I told you the universe has a sense of humor. Anyway, we'll get to that in just a moment. Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. Okay. I'm really not surprised with the cards that are coming out at all. Like, it makes perfect sense to me. But we'll get there in just a second. Okay. This is really cool. Okay. So, First card out is Daughter of Pentacles, okay? So here's you, right? I know it's earth signs, okay? So you could have, it's an earth sign kind of placement. You could have a very strong earth placement, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? But I feel like this is your energy anyway, water signs. This is about you, you know, kind of, you've gone through a bit of a rebirth already, right? So this is you just being launched by the universe out into the big wide world, okay? And you're looking at things with fresh eyes. You're looking at things with a renewed sense of energy, right? It's different. Things don't feel the same. Things don't look the same. Things look brighter. Things look more like the world is expanding, right? Where perhaps you felt like there was nothing but closed doors, you're just seeing open doors everywhere now, right? And if you're not seeing signs of that yet, believe me, you will do from this point and very soon. So you're kind of approaching it with a almost like a childlike curiosity, but from a very grounded place, you know, from an energy of, okay, I'm capable, I can do this. It's a little scary, but I'm not afraid. I'm gonna do it anyway. So that's awesome. And this is what I was talking about the universe kind of letting go of your hand, because you have the Mother of Pentacles. So not only do you have the Daughter of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles, so this is like the baby, but now you are grown up. This is the mother. So this is essentially like the universe, okay? So this is the Queen of Pentacles, more earth energy, specifically associated with Capricorn, funnily enough. So I feel like this new moon is a very significant one for you, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, because this is you finding your feet. This is you kind of gaining your sense of balance and momentum and grounding and stability and making those necessary changes, taking those necessary steps forward, you know, taking all of the wisdom from the universe to then move on and get to this finish line, as I said, get to your Ten of Cups, get to your Ten of Pentacles. So really, really awesome. Next card out is the Tower in reverse. Scorpio energy, right? So I could have some Scorpios knocking around, you know, but yeah, so I feel like with this being in reverse, it's about you rebuilding what you felt was once broken, right? The reason something came crashing down as it did was because it was part of this like initiation process. It was part of this rite of passage that you're going through, because you needed to see that you could stand back up, that you could be your own support, that you could be, right, that strong and that independent to get back up after experiencing something, you know, that could have been very destructive, right? But you are more than capable of overcoming this. You are more than capable of rising to the occasion. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. And that's why the universe is in one way letting you go, giving you free reign, right? So that you can do this. Because it's necessary. You need to be able to see this for yourself, that you are capable, right? Next card out is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So yeah, I feel like there is still some releasing that's taking place. There is still some introspection, some healing, deep level healing. I would say definitely when it comes to the inner child. That's why that energy is very prominent here. And I feel like all of that, all it's going to do is just bring you even closer to this happy place, right? Whatever the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles energy is for you, which is like building a legacy, having that beautiful, abundant, you know, home life, work life, you know, on every level, and just having so much love and abundance around you. Whatever shape and form that takes for you, that's where you're walking towards, essentially, at this time. But there is still some purging and releasing that needs to take place. There may be some generational karma that you're still working through as well, or it could be that you're still freeing yourself from certain soul contracts, and that's why this is still in reverse right now. But that's going to be turning around very soon as you continue to do that shedding, right, and releasing and cord cutting where needed. Next card out is Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay. So this is air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is a need for, I feel like it's not even about you expressing your truth, because I feel like you already, I don't feel like you need to express it. I feel like it's just you need to just be in it, just standing in your truth and knowing that regardless of, you know, how it may seem on the outside, or, you know, how far removed it may seem from where you've just come from, this is your inner truth, right? You are living your truth. You are an expression of your own truth, right? There isn't just one truth. There isn't just one universal truth, right? You are walking your own, you know, life path. And it's important that whenever you feel like you're unsure, or you start to second guess yourself, that you just kind of take a moment to take a step back and reflect on what it is that you're doing. Is it in alignment with your wish fulfillment? Is it in alignment with what you feel to be your soul mission, your life's purpose, right? If the answer is yes, then you're walking the right path. You're still going towards this Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles energy, right? So whenever you do start to second guess yourself, just take a moment to take stock of that, right? And see, yeah, what is the answer to those questions? Am I living authentically? Am I, you know, expressing myself authentically? Am I dimming my light in any way? No, okay. Have I deviated off the path at all? Am I still feeling like this is my calling? Yeah, okay, great. Then you know you're on the right track, right? And if not, that's fine. That just means adjustments are required. You know, that doesn't mean that you're still not doing what you ought to be doing in order to reach your goals. It just means that there may be some, you know, adjustments that you need to make. And then finally, the last card is the Four of Cups in reverse. So water energy, here you are, right? And I feel like you're starting to realize now, perhaps where there were times where, because you didn't have that stability and emotional support that you were seeking, you may have sabotaged certain opportunities in the past, or you felt like they just weren't the right ones. You know, they weren't in alignment with what you felt is your true path, right? Your true calling, or what you deem to be the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles situation. And that's fine, because now you're starting to see where these true paths lie, where these true opportunities that are in alignment with where you want lie, okay? So you're not rejecting or sabotaging, I feel, anymore. You're just kind of really taking a second to scope out what's out there, and then, okay, yeah, this is the one, boom, I'm going for it. So again, I don't even know if I'll end up clarifying any of these readings, to be honest, because I feel like they're pretty straightforward. And as I said in the beginning, it's going to be different for each and every one of you as to what the specifics are, right? But the energies are pretty universal here. And I feel like you'll know what this is if this reading applies to you, okay? So water signs, I really hope that helps. And that brings you a sense of clarity. And, you know, if you have been wondering, you know, how much further do I have to go, and, you know, am I ever going to get anywhere near to this wish fulfillment? The answer is, oh yeah. And you're going to see more signs that you're very close. And there's going to be lots of blessings along the way as well. So really, really beautiful energy. So I hope that puts your mind at ease, and you keep on keeping on, essentially. So, Brithika Pegu, I think I'm saying that right, hopefully. Welcome, thanks for dropping in. These are not personal readings that I'm doing right now. These are collective messages based on your elements, okay? Water signs, earth signs have already been done. We're now going to do fire signs and then air signs, okay? So if you want a personal reading, you can find all that information in the description box, okay? Right, so this is for all signs, okay? It's just that the new moon is in the position, you know, is in position with the constellation of Capricorn, okay? So that's why it's new moon in Capricorn, but this is for all signs based on the elements. I'm grouping in terms of the elements as it says in the title, okay? So now we'll go over to fire signs. So guys, if anyone's tuning in and you've missed your, your element, say for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, and you want to check it out, you can rewind, okay? And I'll also timestamp it at the end. So let's go over to fire signs and let's see. So what is it that fire signs are trying to manifest? Gosh, traffic, sorry about that. What is it that fire signs are trying to manifest at this time? What is it that fire signs are trying to manifest, or will be manifesting, should I say? What is it that fire signs are manifesting at this time of this new moon in Capricorn? What is it that fire signs are manifesting at this time? Okay. So you have optimism in reverse. Does that mean you're manifesting negativity? Not necessarily. But what this is more talking about is that you're manifesting a need to have more self-belief, to have more optimism, to have more positivity overall. Because I feel like once you are in a very positive place, when you are really feeling that unconditional love, that surrender to the universe, and that bliss of just being and trusting and having faith and being very positive, that's when, so many opportunities begin to open up, and that's when you can be in the right energy to manifest more, right? Of what really aligns with your heart space and not from, say, like an egocentric space, okay? So I do get a sense that it's going to bring a certain turnaround of events as well for you. So if you have been dealing with some very difficult situations, I feel like that's going to change. Like what's coming in for you that's going to be really helpful and beneficial for you, fire signs, is this new energy, very ascendant energy. You're going to feel very different. It will help you to look at things very differently, and you'll start to believe in the impossible again. You'll start believing that miracles can happen. Why? Because you yourself are a walking miracle. As I always say, the probability of you being here is like astronomically low, and yet here you are, right? So if you're seeking miracles, you need look no further than your own reflection, okay? So let's see, what guidance can we give fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius at this time that can help them? Sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. What can help fire signs at this time to be in a more ascendant and positive energy, be in a more positive mindset? Yeah, exactly. So this is great. So you have mutable moon. Nothing is set in stone. So that's really important to know, okay? Because a lot of the time, when we get an inkling that things are moving in a certain direction, we can get kind of fearful and assume the worst, right? So it's important that you know that regardless of what challenges you've been facing, regardless of what energy has been surrounding you previously, that doesn't mean that a set outcome a set outcome will be achieved that's leaning heavily towards the negative. You can always turn it around, is what it's saying, okay? And that's what I feel like is happening. This energy here is being turned around for you. So you start believing again, and you start seeing that, oh yeah, blessings can come my way, right? Things can start to look very different. And I feel like that's going to be very important for you, because then instead of feeling like nothing ever changes for the better, you'll start to see those changes. And then once you start believing that's possible, you'll start broadening, your vision, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, what it is you're asking from the universe. You'll stop playing small, is what I feel, okay? So let's see. Oh no, that's the wrong deck, my bad. So let's go to the quantum again and see what is it that fire signs are releasing at this time. What is it that fire signs are releasing so they can be in a more positive mental attitude. So they can attract more positivity in their life and see more abundance and emotional fulfillment overall. Okay. So what you're releasing is travel upside down. So I feel like that's really saying what you're releasing is stagnation, right? You're releasing stagnation. And like I said, you see how this door is actually kind of closed, right? Because I'm getting in this sense strongly for all signs at the moment that everyone's been feeling on some level that, yeah, doors have been closed, not opened, right? And I feel like because of partially everything we experienced last year, 2020 was a game changer for everybody. And it did bring a lot of stagnant energy. It stopped us from being able to carry out certain tasks or do some of the things that we've been wanting to do, you know, especially when it came to travel. So I'm not surprised that travel was in reverse. So if you feel like you've been unable to move on from a situation, get out of a certain environment, try something new, get a new job, or possibly just travel somewhere new, I feel like that's changing, okay? So whatever restrictions you've been experiencing, I feel like that's going to change, okay? You're going to start seeing that some of those restrictions lift, and you'll be able to start, you know, moving again, you know, whatever that means to you, whether it's physically relocating, going on holiday, you know, traveling for work, or just being able to do whatever it is you need to do and not be confined to your home, right? Or whatever the situation may be. All right, so let's go to the tarot now and see what else we can dig for you here, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. But yeah, I do get this sense that you've been a bit frustrated because of this, right? Stagnant energy, but thankfully that is shifting for you, fire signs, so that's good. Because I know you guys get restless after a period of time, you know, you're not used to being grounded for so long. So I do understand, but fortunately that is changing, okay? So don't worry. Hi Shemaya, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you, and thank you for being a part of the stream audience. So yes, I do love it when you guys say hi and drop a message, drop your comments. I do read them. I love engaging with you guys. So yeah, do keep it flowing. I love to read your comments. Okay. As much as, you know, I do make sure I get through the reading as well. Okay. Boom. So. Yeah, okay. So, first card out is the Eight of Wands, okay? So, fire energy, this is your energy, guys. So, this is really telling me that, yeah, where there was stagnation, once things are moving again, it's like this lightning bolt of inspiration comes in, this change of energy, supercharged, right? It's like you're hit with this inspiration, this really ascendant energy, this desire to like get things moving again, get things like on track, right? Exploring possibilities for the first time in a while, okay? It's like all of a sudden the world opens up and you're like, oh, before I couldn't do anything. Now I can do almost anything. What do I do, right? And it's like really making you feel more positive about the whole situation and about how your life is unfolding, because it's like, you know, the reins are being taken off you now, so you're being unleashed into the world. So that's awesome. Okay, next card out is the Devil. So this is Capricorn energy, so that's quite significant, specifically with the new moon being in the sign of Capricorn right now. So fire signs, I feel like this is about, again, you fearing that, you know, the worst, or what if this doesn't work out, or okay, what if I take the wrong path, or what if I do something reckless because I've been itching to do something new, or to get out there and travel, and what if I get stuck again, or what if, you know, they go into another lockdown, or, you know, it's all the fears, right? But it's saying, look, nothing is set in stone yet. We don't know what's going to happen. We can't, we can't unravel and predict the future on that level, right? Because things are fluid, things are changing. So even if you can see certain events unfolding, right, as they are currently presented, we can't tell you exactly how things will unfold, with any definitive, like with that real definitive answer, because things are changing all the time, things are fluid, and depending on what you choose and what you give power to, you're going to change your reality, right? So even if the narrative so far has been stagnancy, lockdown, restrictions, that doesn't mean that has to stay that way, right? That doesn't mean that things aren't going to necessarily change. And I can see here that things are changing, right? It just might not happen immediately, but there's a change in energy. So it's important that you don't feed into your negativity and your fears, because that will hold you back and stop you from manifesting those changes, right, that you've been really wanting to see in your life for a little while now, okay? So yeah, don't feed the fear is what I would say. Oh gosh, I'm just going to turn the aircon off because it's really warm in here now. It always is once my setup's been on for a little while. Okay, so yeah, so don't feed the fear is what I would tell you there. Now, next card out is Page of Swords in reverse, air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So yeah, you're done. This is basically like you're done sitting on the sidelines, right? You're done sitting and waiting for things to turn around, for things to change, so that you can do what is needed, do what you want to do what you feel like is essentially just getting your life back on track, right? Well, it is changing, so I feel like you're really not going to be waiting for very long, okay? So do be a little more patient if possible, because it is changing, okay? Next card out is Two of Swords. So we got out of 6 cards, 3 of them are swords, right? So lots of air energy in your reading, and I feel like a lot of the frustration comes from overthinking. However, things are starting to shift, things will start opening up again, and you'll have an opportunity to make an informed decision, right? Where do I go now? What do I do? How do I take this new approach so I can place myself exactly where I want to be? Right? The ball will be in your court in that moment, right? So it's important that rather than kind of, banging your head against the wall and getting frustrated because you're not necessarily able to venture out into the world yet, it's a really good opportunity to get very clear on what steps you're going to take. So as soon as that opens up, boom, you just go for it, okay? So a decision does have to be made here, but I feel like you are making it, okay? Next card out is the Seven of Swords. I wasn't surprised when I saw this come out beneath the Devil energy here, Capricorn card. So more air energy. And I feel like on this point, it's like, it's not really about any real deceptive energy coming from elsewhere. I feel like it's more about the way in which you're looking at the situation is kind of, it's illusionary, right? It's very much associated with the energy of illusion. So is the devil. So I feel like you're not seeing things necessarily for what they really are, because you're basing it on what you've experienced in the recent past, right? But things are changing. And the more that you believe it to be so, the more that you have this positive outlook, the more you'll begin to see it, right, in your environment. You'll start to catch wind of the fact that things are starting to open up again, that things are starting to shift again, okay? So that's going to be very important. Your perception, your mindset, what you communicate to yourself, what you communicate to others is going to be very, very important at this time, right? Don't fuel the fire when it comes to the fear and the negativity, okay? And then lastly, the last card out for you is the Six of Wands in reverse, okay? So yeah, I feel like you're almost there, right? We're not quite there yet, as we can see, but you're almost there. Things are changing. I know it's been a difficult period for you. I feel like fire signs have had a bit more of a rough time when it comes to lockdowns and things like that, feeling grounded, because you guys have so much energy, because you are doers, you're thinkers, you're creators, you're, you know, people that get out there and get stuff done. So when you feel like you're being held back, you don't do well with that generally, right? You don't. So after an extended period of time where you feel like you can't spread your wings and fly, yeah, you get a bit antsy, you get a bit frustrated, but that's okay. Just know that while, okay, you may not be able to do that just yet, again, it's the same message pretty much. You will, okay? It's almost time. So just stay strong, fire signs, okay? I know you're getting fed up, but just stay strong. It's almost time, I promise you, okay? So I hope this does put your mind at ease, especially if you have been getting the itch and feeling a little bit cabin feverish, right? If you are in a location where there are restrictions, that will change, okay? Or even if you're not, but you have travel plans and it's been put on hold, or you feel like some aspects of your life are on hold, that is changing, okay? So don't lose faith is what I would say, fire signs. So hopefully that helped you guys. Okay, I'm gonna have some more water before I continue and take a look at the chat quickly. Sorry, I'm not doing personal readings on this particular stream. This is specifically for the collective. This is based on the elements, okay? So we just did the fire signs, we did air signs. No, we're doing air signs next, actually, sorry. We did earth signs, we did water signs. So we're gonna do earth sign, why am I saying earth signs? We're gonna do air signs next. Oh my gosh, I'm confusing myself. What is happening? I don't know about you guys, but I've already been feeling the effects of Mercury retrograde, and it's not even in retrograde yet. Like, it's so funny. I think this one's going to be quite intense, at least for me. So I just hope that my that I'm not going to experience any like electrical issues, or you know, like with the streams and stuff, because you know, like for those of you who know what Mercury's like when it's in retrograde, when it comes to communications, contracts, you know, electrical factors, you know, like electronics, technology, everything goes a little bit crazy, you know, doesn't quite work as it normally does. So hopefully it's not going to be too intense, but I definitely get it in terms of communication as well, like when I'm verbally communicating, and even written as well, like written word, I get a little bit confused as well in that time. So it's just kind of funny. But yeah, sorry, as I said, Loveline, this is not for personal readings, okay? If you want a personal reading, there's a link in the description where you can book me for a personal reading, okay? I will be doing another Q&A live stream on the YouTube channel as well as Twitch, but that's not going to be today. I will announce that on the community section when I'm going to do that. So your best bet as well is to follow me on social media, and to also subscribe to YouTube, to my YouTube channel, because then I'll post, you know, what my schedule is and what I have coming up. I'm planning to get it a little bit more organized now as well, so I'll be able to let you guys know in advance, okay? So you're very welcome. All right. So we'll go into air signs now. So also, because you said you're a fire sign, you can scroll back to the beginning, because the fire signs were the first ones that I did. Otherwise, I will put the timestamps once the stream is finished, okay? Because this is the last reading that I'm doing. Okay, so air signs, you are finally up. But yeah, let me know if you're still out there, guys. I see chat's gone a little bit quiet recently. And if any air signs are still watching, because I know that you guys have been waiting. But yeah, let's get into your reading. So, Spirit, what is it that air signs are manifesting at this time of the new moon? Okay, I'm not going to take that because we just had that and that might have been a fluke. Okay, no, it's not. I'm going to take it then. So you have the same card as fire signs. You have optimism in reverse. I feel a bit of a different energy with this though, to be honest with you. I get a sense that it's kind of like, you feel like the world has lost its color a little bit. You know, like things have become gray and dull and lifeless, and like the joy has been sucked out of life for a little bit. So I get a different energy with this, even though it's the same card in the same position for you. And I feel like the reason for that is because of possibly certain personal challenges that you faced, but also because of, you know, the environment you may be in, the situation, again, with lockdowns, things like that. It's like the monotony of life, you know, it's starting to take hold. But I do see this changing for you, okay? Again, things will start to shift. I definitely got a sense of that from the lunar and solar eclipses that we had in December. So again, it's about doing little things that can help brighten your day, that can help you, you know, find fulfillment, even in periods of time where you may feel like things are very stagnant and a bit dry, you know. So it's doing little things that's going to help bring more positivity in your day, little things that put a smile on your face, and also puts a smile on the face of the people that you care about, you know. Because that may be another aspect as well, that perhaps you're not spending enough time communicating with those that you love most. And that's going to be really beneficial for you. If you have been experiencing some down moments or some challenges, don't be afraid to reach out, because I feel like there will be people that want to support you as well. Okay. All right, so let's see what the guidance is from the divine with regards to this. Hi, Billy Clock. Thank you for dropping in. Nice to see you. I hope you'll all find this reading useful. Okay. So, what is it that will help? Oh, my gosh. Your cards are very talkative, I will say. You're very talkative, air signs, but that's way too many cards, so I'm just going to go again. So what is it that air signs need to know at this time? Spirit, what's going to help air signs with this energy and bring those little acts of joy, fulfillment, abundance, happiness, contentment back into their life? Again, okay, I keep getting a bunch of cards for you. I'm not sure why. Just, okay, I'll take the 2 then. That's fine. I will accept 2 cards, okay? A little greedy, but you know, I will accept it. So, first card out is nothing will come out of this situation, void, of course, moon, okay? So there may be a situation that you've been asking about, or something that you've been, I don't know, there's something in particular maybe that's been bothering you on a core level. And it's like, I feel like it's not that just possibly, you know, I think it's like, okay, the message I'm getting here, because I got a couple of messages and they both wanted to come out at the same time. The first message is that you worrying about the outcome of a situation isn't going to help this current energy that you're in, which is feeling like everything's a bit, you know, lackluster, right? That would be the key word for this, lackluster. Just like the colors come out of the world, the joys come out of the world, right? Because maybe there is also an underlying factor, some personal situation, as I said, that's been affecting you. But if you keep stressing about it, and if you keep just, what's the word I want to look for? Like keep revisiting the same cracks over and over and chipping away at it, it's just going to drive you insane, right? It's not going to bring you into a more positive energy. It's not going to give you the results that you want as well. So some things you kind of have to just let go of, release attachment of, and see how it unfolds, right? Because you don't have all of the information, okay? So I feel like in this case, wherever it's in regards to, you know, a personal situation, especially, you have to kind of just surrender it, okay? And trust that it will work out for the good of all, right? And then the next card you have is Full Moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way, okay? So again, there may be a need to surrender control over a pride because of some control issues, right? And I don't think it's because you're a particularly controlling person. It's because of fear that things will go wrong, you won't get the desired outcome, that if you don't keep picking away at the same thing, you know, you're not going to get the solution, or you're not going to get the, what's the word I want to look for? Like it's just not going to work out how you want it to, right? So, but I feel like, again, sometimes we need to know when to act and when to let go, right? Because maybe you're not the one that needs to initiate something here. Maybe whoever's involved has to be a part of the problem solving process as well. But if you're kind of letting this slight controlling aspect come in and prevent anyone else from being able to step in and assist, especially where I said, you know, who've not been accepting support, you're not going to get the outcome you're looking for anyway. So you have to know when to act and when to take a step back, is what I want to say. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Yeah, let's go into what it is that you're releasing at this time, air signs. So what is it that you're releasing at this time? What is it that the air signs need to release? And this is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. What is it that air signs are releasing at this time? For Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, what are they releasing, Spirit? Okay, so that's interesting. This goes back to exactly what I was just saying. Discovery in reverse, right? It's like when this card is in the upright, it speaks of a prospector. He's in like the mines, right? And he's been chipping away and chipping away and chipping away, and he wasn't finding anything of value, okay? And he was getting a bit fed up, and he kept chipping and chipping and chipping, but then he got it, right? He started to get diamonds, started to find it. In this case, it's in the reverse, and I feel like the reason for this is because you need to stop chipping away, right? You need to stop chipping away and start having faith, start having trust. Maybe take a step back and let someone reveal something to you that can help change your perspective on the situation or help with the problem solving process. Because if you're not open to receiving help or support, that just makes it even more challenging for you, and it can be frustrating for whoever's involved, right? Especially if this is involving some kind of partnership, right, in some way, or a team situation, right? You all have to be working on it together. So you have to trust that the other person has something valuable to bring to the situation, or that they are also able to find solutions, right? That they're also able to tap into their inner well of knowledge, to tap into their intuition and find a solution, find an answer, right? And do it together is what I'm getting, okay? And it can be just as simple as reaching out and be like, hey, I'm not doing so great. Can I have a chat? You know, like that could literally be the thing that turns things around. So I feel like you do need to open up a little bit, air signs. You've been a bit too closed off, I feel. Because generally you're very independent, you know, you like to do things very logically, methodically, right? So you trust that obviously you have the insights to do what is needed, which is great, but you're not an island, okay? No one's an island. Sometimes you have to be willing to accept help and let people in, actually, okay? All right. So, let's see. Thanks, love and light to you. Oh, and to you, Billy. Okay. So we'll see what the tarot has to say about this. I've not really had to clarify any of the messages, which is cool. I feel like it's all coming out pretty direct, even if I'm, you know, trying to find the right words to explain what it is that I'm seeing and feeling here. But hopefully it makes sense. But yeah, okay, awesome. I just dropped some more cards. Hang on a sec. And they've been so good lately. They've not been flying out all over the place, but there you go. I guess the universe is feeling a bit sassy today. I don't know. One more card, please. Okay. So, and yeah, I'm a bit funny with the layout of my cards. I get a little bit like OCD like with it because, you know, I like to make sure it's kind of tidy. But anyway, first card out is the Mother of Wands in reverse. So this is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this is Queen of Wands in reverse. So air signs, I feel like this is speaking of, yeah, a need to have more self-belief and have more faith, right? Have more faith that you can attract more abundance, more positivity in your life, that you can recharge yourself, that you can be a positive force in your own life. So that's why I say do little things that really help to brighten your day for you, right? And don't be afraid to reach out when you do need support, right? And she has no problems just attracting whatever it is that she wants or needs, right? She doesn't have any issues on that level. So if there's something she wants or needs, she can attract it with ease, right? And that's what energy you need to get into, because right now you may be looking on the sidelines and feeling like, how comes that's happening for them and not me, right? How comes they're getting that love, that support, that assistance? And it's like, have you even communicated with anyone to say that you're not all good or that you would like some support? No, okay? People aren't necessarily mind readers, and they're not going to necessarily know if you want to have that interaction if you're constantly detaching. So it's important to be aware of that, okay? Because it does come across as a little bit self-sabotatory. Next card out is the Hierophant. So this is Taurus energy, okay? So that could be significant to you, but regardless, Hierophant speaks of tradition, right? Old ways of doing things, right? And I feel like that's what's kind of being brought into question. Maybe you need a change in the way you approach situations, right? Because it's not serving you and it's not serving this particular situation that's playing out, right, for you at this moment. And I feel like it's happening for a reason, okay? Whatever situation is happening right now in your life, especially with regards to your interpersonal relationships, I feel like the universe is trying to relay a certain message, right? That, yeah, a change is needed, and this is the very thing that's going to help you turn the situation around, right? There's a valuable life lesson there. You see how you've got the lightning bolt, the crow, the messenger, and the key. So it's like this is the key to turning your life around. This is the key to success when it comes to the situation. I mean, it's Mr. Crow's card here, right? He's very fond of this card. And yeah, he is a messenger. That's why I have him here. So yeah, say hello, Mr. Crow. But yeah, this is his card. So he is the messenger here, and he's saying, listen, this is the key to your success. This is how you turn it around. So don't turn your nose up at the support that is available to you, or, you know, other people that can help bring solutions into the situation, okay? But you have to be open to that. Next card out is Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So, Earth energy, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is speaking of, the first thing I got here is missing the mark. Right, that's just the phrase that came into my head, missing the mark, right? And again, and I feel like it's because you're chipping away at the wrong area, right? You've been chipping away and chipping away and chipping away, but you've been doing it in the wrong area, right? Because you're kind of, it's like, you know, when you get so tunnel visioned on the issue and trying to resolve it, sometimes you stop looking in the right places to resolve it. That's why you need an outside perspective, right? So again, be open to that, you know. Next card out is Justice card in reverse. So that's Libra energy, okay? So you could be a Libra, you could have strong Libra placements in your chart. But I feel like, again, there is an imbalance here between, you know, equal give and take, the ebb and flow of life, you know, being independent and seeking assistance, you know, being present and being solitary, right? I get a sense of all of that. There is imbalance here on some level. It's going to be different for different people, right? Different situations. But that's why it's important to reflect on that. Like, if you have been really detached and distant, ask yourself, why is that? Is it a protective measure? Is it because I've not been feeling at my best? Is it because I am just needing to recuperate? Really take a close look at what that is, because I feel like there is a change that is required there, right? In some aspect of your lifestyle. Next card out is the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords? Why did I say Knight of Swords? Okay, some of you are definitely Gemini, because that's Gemini's card. But anyway, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so yeah, more earth energy. So I feel like part of it is to do with your foundations, your environment, a situation that you're trying to create some kind of longevity and stability in, right? And I feel like right now you're kind of getting a sense that things that are total still on some level, right? And maybe again that's because you're shutting everyone out, or you're not open to new solutions. Because like I said, the Hierophant is also a card of tradition, not just of, higher knowledge, the being the priest of the deck, right? This can speak of tradition. And I feel like perhaps you've got a bit you're kind of stuck in a rut because of the way you look at things, the approach you take. It's very old fashioned, and maybe it requires a new approach, a new way of thinking, very kind of like innovative energy, right? So that's where outside influences can be of benefit, because sometimes we do need that outside perspective, because especially if you've been chipping away at an issue for some time, it's hard to see it from a new angle, right? Whereas if you get a fresh perspective to look in on the situation, they might be able to point it out to you right away. So you've got to be open to receiving that help. Again, don't let your pride get in the way. And then finally, the last card out is Seven of Pentacles. So this is good. I really like that this is the closing card for you. Lots of earth energy is coming through here. I really get that earthy sense, right? And I feel like it's all about your stability on every level, right? And every aspect of your life. So you have been planting seeds of intention. You have been doing your due diligence when it comes to trying to work on certain aspects of your life. Maybe you're trying to increase your financial wealth, right? Your material abundance, that could be a factor. Maybe you're looking to progress in your career, right? Because this is also like career progression for me. So you've planted some seeds of intention, right? You've been tending to them and doing, what is needed of you and what's required of you. But even though you can see that things are forming, things are taking shape, things are changing, right? There is progress here. This is a card of progress. It's not quite where you want it to be yet, because divine timing is a key component here. The time isn't now for you to reap the harvest. You have to be a little more patient, because the intentions that you've set is still forming, it's still coming into manifestation, right? It's still forming in the astral, and soon you'll start to see more signs of it coming towards you in the 3D. And I'm getting that for all signs pretty much. It's a very similar energy that I got for all signs, that there is a sense of being in an incubation period, in being in the sense of having to wait, right? But that's going to change soon, okay? So whatever finances you've been waiting on, or opportunities, or some form of progression in some area of your life, that is coming, absolutely. But it does mean that you also have to be open to the resources that are available to you, that can be offered by others, or just an outside perspective, some form of expertise, right? You have to be open to those things. If that's what's required for you to get those to accomplish a goal, to obtain some kind of resource or a form of material abundance or just to turn a situation around. You have to be open to those opportunities, right? And those outside influences or those outside expertise to help bring that in, right? To usher that in its full form. So hopefully that makes sense as well. So essentially, yeah, stop being an island, air signs. You're not alone. There are people that can help you, okay? So I hope that helps for whoever needed to hear that message. Okay. But this is great. I do get this sense overall that there is a lot of community spirit coming back into the collective finally, after a very long time of it being pretty much absent, right? And I feel like that is going to really help us with all these big changes that are coming up, especially, you know, in the first part of this year, the first half of this year. So it's really important that we don't, you know, distance ourselves from others, right? That would be a very positive influence in our life, that do have our best interests at heart, and vice versa. Because, yeah, we are social creatures. We need people, okay? So it's important that we really do cultivate that sense of community spirit. But it's looking good, I have to say, for all signs, right? It's looking pretty good. There are certain messages that are obviously different depending on, you know, your situation and your signs and placements and all the rest of it. But I do get a sense that where there's been frustration, where there's been stagnancy, where there's been delay, all of that is starting to shift. So you won't have to wait too long to start to see movement again on some level. So I really hope you enjoyed these readings, guys. I hope it put whatever fears, concerns, worries, or stresses that you had regarding any of that to bed, okay? Because like I said, it is shifting for the collective, okay? Because we're actively choosing those changes every single day. So stay positive, stay strong, be, you know, supportive and encouraging and loving, and you'll receive that in return, okay? So yeah, it was awesome. I really enjoyed doing it. So I look forward to doing the full moon reading towards the end of the month. I will put an announcement for that as well. So do keep an eye out for that. That'll be another live stream as well. I'm not sure if it'll be on the day of the full moon. It might be a day or two before, but there will be an announcement so you know either way. Okay, but just honestly, keep going. You're doing great. Okay, things are starting to unfold as they should. So just hold the faith and don't give up on humanity just yet, okay? So sending you guys lots of love. Thank you so much to everyone who partook in the actual live stream. All of your comments are really appreciated. If you found this useful, don't forget to give me the thumbs up here. You know, it'll be really, really appreciated. It does go a long way to support smaller channels such as myself, and it lets the algorithm know that yes, these readings are useful to you and that there are people that would benefit from it as well. So really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to drop a comment. Let me know how this resonated for you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget the notifications bell, as I said earlier, because that will let you know when new readings are going up on the channel. But otherwise, have an awesome rest of your week, okay? Really use these new moon energies to supercharge your manifestations, to bring in, you know, positive changes in your life, a change of energy for the better. And I will do another live session with you very soon. So all the best, guys. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.